This video is going to show you how to set up your Canvas course. You'll notice after you changed your time zone, if you live in a different time zone other than Mountain Time, you will have to go to your calendar and you will see that the due dates are wrong. This is showing that seminary classes are held Tuesday to Saturday, and we want it to show Monday through Friday. So we are going to have to go in and edit this. So what we're going to do is going to go back to dashboard, go ahead and click on your course. We're going to go to modules where it's going to show all the lessons. Scroll down, you'll be able to see all the lessons for the entire term. You'll notice that it does start kind of early. So this is a course, remember, for the entire world, and school starts at different times all over the world. So they got to cover every month. You can move and unpublish the ones you don't need. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But before we get started, I want to emphasize the importance up here of teacher resources. If you get caught, have questions, there are really great tools here you can use that can help answer questions. Also, there's a great introduction to online learning. I would have you tell your students to do this the week before seminary starts so they can get their account set up like you have done in the previous video. Also, if you don't want to scroll through everything with these all open, this is what I like to do. I like to collapse all the modules so it's easier to find. And then I could open them up one by one as I need them. So here in Texas, we don't start seminary until August. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these and unpublish them. Click on the check mark. You can say unpublish module and items. And that's what we're going to do for all the ones we're not going to need. Okay, after I've unpublished all the modules, I am now going to move these out of my view because I don't need to see them. I don't need to look at them. We're not covering them during the seminary term. So I'll click on the three dots and I'm going to move it to the very bottom so I don't have to see them anymore. So I can click Move Module and I'm going to put at the bottom and hit Move. So as you can see down here, it's at the bottom. It'll be out of sight, out of mind. I don't need to worry about it. And you're going to do this with all the modules that you unpublished that you are not covering for the term. As you can see, I got rid of all the modules I no longer need. So I am looking at the week where I get to start teaching at. The next thing we want to do is we're going to add due dates on each lesson. This shows me for the week, but I want to add them on each lesson. For online seminary, you have a lot of cases. You have 4 online classes and 1 in person. There are hybrids out there that are different, and that's totally fine too, but however your state has set it up. When it comes to grading, you're going to go to Gradebook, which we'll talk about later, but it can be hard to know which lesson was done on which day. So here's the little tip. Open up the lesson. So I'm going to click Edit. And if you remember on the calendar, we had those due dates that were on the wrong dates. It was showing from Tuesday to Sunday, and we want to change it from Monday to Friday. So we're going to scroll down, and we're going to click on this calendar icon. And I don't want it to start on Tuesday. I want to start out on Monday. I don't want the time to be off either, so I'm going to change this to 11:59 p.m. Before I hit save, I'm going to go right back up to my title. And now I'm going to add August 18th as my due date. So when I'm in WISE, I know which date to look at to mark present or absent for my students. When I'm done making these changes, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click Save. Now I'm going to go back to modules and show you what it will look like. Now it's showing August 18th in front of it. You know, and the students know what day it's for. Now let's go to Gradebook and look at it. Gradebook, you'll notice right here that it shows August 18th. And this doesn't give you the due dates unless you put it in front of the title. So this is a great tip as a seminary teacher to know. And that way you don't have to go back and forth between module and gradebook to see what week and what day things are due. Also, if we go back to the calendar, you will now see that this has been moved to August 18th. Now, you'll still see that these old ones that we're not covering are still showing up on the calendar. That can cause a problem for students if they see it on their calendar thinking they might need to do them. And you can get rid of these by clicking on the lesson, edit, more options. We're going to scroll down. We're going to click this check mark so it's not added to your student's to-do list. We're going to scroll down to more and click save. Once it's saved, go back to your calendar to confirm that class community for July 28th through August 3rd is no longer showing. Go there, and yes, it has been removed. And you'll have to do that, unfortunately, for every single class that you don't want your kids to see on their calendar. One last tip I can give you before ending this video is to do 2 screens when you're grading your work on Canvas and then entering it in on Wise. It really makes things easier. If you don't have 2 screens, then go to your minimize button and just do it like this. And that way you can go to your class, you can go to Gradebook, and you can grade the assignment, and then you can go to the student's name and enter present or absent, depending if they did the assignment. It's okay to mark a student absent if they haven't completed the work yet. You can always go back in and change it to present or made up absent. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your SNI administrative assistant.